She'll never say it out loud, but deep inside her soul, she's waiting for something rare, something raw, something masculine, something she feels, not just hears. You can buy her flowers, you can compliment her beauty. You can do everything right, and she'll still feel empty, still feel like something's missing, because women don't fall in love with actions alone. They fall in love with energy, with presence, with power, with the unspoken dominance that awakens something ancient. In this video, you'll uncover 7 deep psychological triggers women secretly crave but never admit. The triggers that bypass her logic and speak to her emotions. The ones that make her chase, respect, and surrender not because you forced her, but because you awakened her. If you want that edge, if you want the truth, then stay until the end. Like, subscribe, and let's begin. Most men chase her validation. She smiles and they melt. She pulls back and they panic. She tests them and they fold. Why? Because they're reactive. They've made her their center, so when she moves, they tremble. When she withdraws, they beg. When she's upset, they apologize even when they did nothing wrong. But here's the truth. She doesn't want control. She doesn't want to lead. She doesn't want to mother you. She wants to feel your gravity. An emotionally grounded man is rare and unforgettable. He doesn't chase validation. He doesn't beg for closeness. He stays centered through storms. When she tests you emotionally, and she will test you, she's not being cruel. She's searching for your spine, for your emotional leadership. You pass the test by stillness, by breathing through the chaos, by being the mountain always. That steadiness calms her soul and earns her silent respect. You don't need loudness. You don't need a script. You don't need perfect lines. What you need is presence, the kind of presence that enters a room quietly and still makes her look, the kind that says, I know who I am. Most men are invisible. Not because they're ugly, not because they're weak, but because their energy whispers, please like me. But your power isn't noise, it's silence paired with intention. It's eye contact that lingers. Shoulders back, jaw relaxed, breath slow and steady. You don't seek permission. You don't fill every silence. You don't explain your value. You embody it instead. She feels this instantly. She may not understand why, but her body will react. She'll find herself leaning in, listening, softening, wanting more, because presence is primal, and women respond to energy. Every woman wants safety, not just physical safety, emotional safety, spiritual safety. She wants to know, can I rest in him? But many men confuse this. They get jealous, controlling. They monitor her phone. They interrogate her friends. That's not protection. It's fear. Real protection comes from strength. From calm power that watches, from knowing your value so deeply that you never have to beg. It's the way you listen, the way you say, I got you. The way you step in when she feels overwhelmed. It's how you stand beside her without trying to own her. It's how you lead moments without taking her freedom. When you protect without control, you awaken her softness. She feels safe to be feminine, to be messy, to feel, and in that safety, she opens up everything. You don't need to argue. You don't need to convince. You don't need ultimatums. You need boundaries like iron. Most men bend themselves to keep a woman happy. They compromise values for attention. They ignore disrespect for intimacy. They beg for second chances, but a grounded man, he sets his standard once and lets silence do the rest. If she's late repeatedly, he doesn't scold or chase. He disappears, quietly, calmly. If she flirts with others, he doesn't argue or compete. He pulls back his energy because his standard is clear. If it disrespects me, it's gone. Not out of ego, but out of self-respect. And when a woman sees that, something awakens inside her. She realizes this man won't tolerate crumbs. And suddenly, she rises. She respects more, desires more, because he never had to yell. His energy spoke for him. This one's hard to hear, but every woman craves it, even if she says otherwise. She wants a man on mission, a man whose soul is fire. Because when she's your purpose, you lose your power. You orbit her moods, you chase her approval. You drown in her storms, but when your mission leads, she feels your strength. When you say, "Not now, I'm building," she feels your fire. And oddly enough, that makes her want you more. A man obsessed with purpose is deeply magnetic because he isn't needy. He doesn't need fixing. He's already full, and from that fullness he chooses her. Not because he needs her, but because he values her. That difference is everything. Women surrender to leaders, not caretakers, not beggars, not lost boys chasing love. They crave a man who's going somewhere bold and still invites her along. You tell her too much. You explain every emotion. You show all your cards. You make her feel safe but never intrigued. Women are drawn to mystery, not confusion, not games, but a sense of depth. That feeling of "I don't know everything about him." That slow peeling back of layers. That silence that says, "There's more, but not yet." You don't need a mask. You just need selective presence. Let her wonder sometimes. Let her reach for you. Let her miss your depth. It's not manipulation. It's polarity, because mystery invites pursuit, and pursuit creates connection. Be clear, but not exposed. Be open, but not predictable. Share truth, not your whole diary. Give her moments of space, not punishment, but contrast, because space builds tension, and tension builds attraction. She craves the unknown. Feed it slowly with intention. Yes, she wants emotion, but not chaos, not dumps of pain, not uncontrolled breakdowns. She wants your truth with strength. That means you feel but don't drown. You share but stay solid. You cry but still lead. She doesn't want a rock, but she doesn't want a sponge. She wants a man who feels and owns those feelings. You say, "I was hurt, but I healed. I felt jealous, but I handled it. I was afraid, but I acted anyway." That's real masculinity. Not suppression, not breakdown, but emotional depth with direction. It makes her feel close. It makes her trust you. It makes her admire you, not just love you, because now she sees you're not afraid of pain. You've wrestled it, mastered it, and now you can hold hers. She craves that container, even if she never says it. You don't need to chase. You don't need to perform. You don't need to manipulate. You just need to become what most men have forgotten. A man of stillness, a man of presence, a man of mission, a man of fire, because women don't want perfect. They want real. They want grounded. They want a man who makes them feel safe to be soft. And these 7 triggers, they speak to her spirit, to the ancient part of her that remembers the warrior, the king, the anchor. Be him, not for her, but because it's who you are, and she'll follow naturally, not out of fear, but out of deep longing. If this spoke to you, if something inside awakened, then like this video, subscribe for more truth, and become the man your soul always knew you were.